Now, page 4, the Max Watt factor. So the Los Angeles office of Congresswoman Maxine Waters received a box in the mail. It was marked anthrax. Now, if you're some kind of wacko who wants to do harm to someone using anthrax, are you going to mark the box on the outside anthrax? Please, this one is fishy. It's about as fishy as the bailout that Waters' husband received through TARP. Remember TARP? That was the taxpayer boondoggle bailout of failing companies, compliments of George W. Bush. Well, Max Watt steered $12 million to her husband's failing bank in Massachusetts, One United. She was a board member and held stock in the bank. She was a board member of One United because the bank is now defunct. She and her marital accomplice got away with the cash. We, the taxpayers, got the shaft. Fishy isn't the word. Corrupt is more like it. Yet Mad Max says she's been sent by God to get President Trump. And you know what? She probably actually believes it.
I think the president has defined himself very well.
Stop tape. Yes, I would agree with Maxine Waters, the congresswoman from Los Angeles, on this one. I think the president has defined himself very well over the first 18 months of his administration. Moving our embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. That was a huge promise kept, a promise broken by the previous 4 presidents. That defined President Trump. I think the tax cuts and the push to give more Americans more of their hard-earned monies, that defines the president pretty well as well. Also, the economy itself, which has pretty much turned on a 180 from 8 horrible years of Barack Obama, who you, Congresswoman, supported over those 8 years and his terrible policies that trashed the U.S. economy. He's pretty much turned the economy around. He's done the same for the United States military, giving the United States military the money it needs to build more ships and more aircraft. And oh, by the way, give a small but important raise to our men and women in uniform. That pretty much defines the president as well. And the overall tenor, the overall feeling, the overall return to patriotism in this republic, I think is also because of Donald Trump. All of those things define the 45th president. Don't you think, Congresswoman? Roll tape.
From the time he was in the campaign in the primary up through the time that he has served.
Stop tape. That's a good point. It's actually a pretty good point, again, the Congresswoman is making. When you compare and contrast the 44th president to the 45th president, the mainstream media did absolutely nothing to vet the 44th president, the soon-to-be 44th president, when he was running in 2008, because they wanted him to win so badly. And, of course, they didn't expose his ties to domestic terrorism. And they didn't expose his ties to socialists and communists in this country and the people who helped raise him, twisting his brain to think that this country is somehow bad instead of good. They didn't expose any of that. Yet Donald Trump could be the most exposed president in U.S. history. If you think about it, what stone has the mainstream media not overturned regarding Donald Trump when he was running for president and as he's president now? They've turned them all over. The amazing thing is, not only is he still standing, but he is still issuing good, solid policy, 95, 97% of the time, pro-America policy. He is winning despite the withering attacks from this woman and her accomplices in the mainstream media. It's astounding, really, if you think about it. Roll tape.
All know who he is, what he's all about, what he stands for, and
stop tape. Yes, he stands for us. He stands for you, actually, Congresswoman. He stands for the people of your district in Los Angeles who have been kept down over the last 8 years and kept down by you as you've, quote, represented them. You don't care about the people of your district. You care about your power structure within the Democrat Party. That's all you care about. Roll tape.
Kind of diversions that he's doing. So I'm not concerned about all of that extraneous stuff.
Stop tape. Clearly. Why should she be concerned about the extraneous stuff like economy that's looking at 4%, possibly higher, 4% GDP, and jobs, plentiful jobs? There are not enough applicants for all the jobs available in this country right now. What a wonderful thing.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.